You guys have any questions in the previous session? And can anyone summarize what we have done in the previous session? Hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, we did see how to get the uh, specific patient information, and in that process, we have seen how to write the link query, and even we have seen the single line if condition, which is very handy in the newer way of writing code. So we need to, yeah, we created the patient information and we have to update this link query. So just copy this entire link query and put it here. Yeah, put it here and just remove the where condition. Yeah, just remove this where condition. This should give all the uh, oh, okay, yeah, not this one. Basically, get all. Yeah, so remove the where condition from here and return to list asynchronously. Yeah. So today we are going to see update patient information and how this is going to work. So we are passing a patient. So we'll pass patient view model. So patient view model. So this patient view model will convert it into patient model equal to new patient information. Okay, so here almost yeah, this entire stuff you can copy here. Okay, so patient information view model DOB, email address, medical, mobile, name, patient information equal to null, otherwise patient information dot address dot city ID. Okay, so patient information view model yes dot address dot. So the Visual Studio will help you a lot when you're writing the code. It's a kind of AI. I like this. Just I'm tabbing. So when you tab it, it will give the option. You can see it. Okay, somewhere there is an issue. What is the issue? Uh, model address. Okay, patient information view model dot address why this is patient information view model dot address. If that is null, zip code. So there is some exceptions. So address. Okay. So what we have, patient equal to null. We are assigning null value, or else we are assigning a new address view model. So what is this contain address view model? Oh, we have to assign the address, not the address view model. Yeah. So just when you are dealing with multiple objects, use the proper one. Okay. So this I'm building the patient information and entry patient information state modified. So I'm getting this from the postman, and I'm converting that into a patient information object, and after that I'm marking it as a modified. And when I say save changes, this entire object is going to update with the database. Okay, so copy this and call it from here. So patient information, so we are calling it. Okay, so this is something, there is an issue. So this is taking a patient information. So go back here, view model. So update patient information, view model. Okay, so now if you see, you can, so this is patient information view model. Yeah, so now if you see, you should see the two references. Okay, so just go to the database. So this is our data for the address. So we will pull one record. So this second record we will pull. The second record will update. So in this process, this patient information will have an ID, right? So when you are doing updates, you have to pass the ID, otherwise it will not find the record. And even in the patient information view model, you have to add that ID. So public int ID. Okay, so run one more time. So create another request. So this will be dev URL update patient. Okay, body raw JSON. So whatever you are, okay, so it's very easy. So here this is the return data for from the API, get API, right? So copy this, so put it in here. So add ID, make it 2. So Mike Arthur, I'll make this as a 2. Okay, so the URL would be, it's a update put. Okay, save it. and put a breakpoint here. So method not found. So let's see. Okay, this is taking an ID. Remove this. We are not passing any ID. Run one more time. So we are passing a patient information view model. Okay. Now, okay, is it hitting? So you can verify the data here. So you can verify the data. So date of birth you are getting, ID you are getting. Okay, I just updated the name, but we should able to see the entire update. Let's see what it's going to do. So if you organize your uh, things properly, so the API testing will be very easy. So it's returning 200. Okay. So this status is important. So go back to your database and check. Did it get update address? No, it did not update. So let's see what happened. So again, run this. So now debug it. Okay, patient information. Are you sending the ID here? So here we are not setting the ID. So come here and make ID. Okay, because if you don't put the ID, it's not going to mark that specific. Um, it's not going to find that specific record. So when you are updating, so avoid changes. Okay, so update statement conflicted with the TBL address. The conflict occurred in the database. Okay, so when you are updating, are we passing the address ID here? Um, so now even we need to find a address ID. So here in the address table, we should have the address ID. So let's see the get all patients, how it's returning data. So where is our model? Address. Okay, we have address, and where is the patient information? So this is having a address. So let's debug and see whether it is pulling data in the get all patient information, get all patients. Okay, so debug. So this is, here we are not. Okay, now pull the address ID also. Here we have city ID, address ID. So just assign address ID. What is the in the patient information view model? We don't have address ID. So just add address ID. Public int address ID get set. So in the patient information, address ID equaled patient dot address ID. So let's see whether it's pulling the data for the address ID. So get all. Okay, so now ID is 0 and address ID is 1. So even you assign the ID. So get all. When you are retrieving the patient information, you should retrieve ID also. ID equal to patient dot ID. Okay, you got the ID and even you got the address ID. Okay, so same, take this second record, update, go to update, ID2, Arthur2, okay, address ID is same, 2, I'm not going to update anything. So here, okay, update conflict with the current foreign key table. The conflict occurred in the database, column ID. So what we have in the table, so patient information ID we have, address ID, foreign key we have. Okay, then in the address table, is it trying to update it or? So address ID 1, I think this has patient information. So 1, 2, 3, 5 ID name, address ID. Okay, we have foreign key, it's not null. That's good. Just don't pass address because we are not going to update anything in the foreign key table. So can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. So we are having conflicts because we choose a complicated data structure, which is good. We're going to see multiple uh, scenarios. Now, the update conflicted with the foreign key constraint. TBL address. Why it is still referring TBL address? Just go and see. This is patient information. So where is the TBL address? Okay, come here. Go to the patient information. Uh, keys. So it should, the TBL address is no more there. So check this, it's a foreign key. So what is this saying? Medical notes. Okay, so TBL address is the name. Insert and update specification. Table designer. Enforce for replication is tables column specifications. So foreign key column name address ID. Primary key column name, it's a, just drag it. Okay, foreign key column name is address ID and primary key column name is address. Okay, we are not going to update anything. Address ID. So in this we have ID. Yeah, we are passing ID 1 only, I guess. So city ID. So what is this address contents? City ID. Okay, so why this is complaining about? So we have patient information address. We are constructing the address, date of birth, address ID. It's an int. Okay, ID is an int. It's trying to find this record and so even the address ID, go and check the address ID. ID we have house number, street, city ID, zip code. Is communication address. Are we passing everything? Is communication address as remarks we are passing and city. Okay, just do this not mapped and see. Yeah, so there when you have a deeper relationship, this will give some challenges. So entry you are making. So this is going to check on model creation. No, the update conflicted. Okay, I'll try to resolve this one. Okay, so we will see the uh, delete. So when you are deleting a record, you have to pass ID as an argument. Okay, so here we are passing ID as an argument. So in the delete, what we are going to do, so with that ID, we are finding the specific record. And if the record is null, I am throwing a false, or else I'm removing it from the local, then I'm saving the changes. So it is pretty straightforward. So just add a request and this will be delete patient. Okay, so come here and it's going to be a delete patch. So it's going to be a delete. So what is the, how can you call the delete functionality? So just pass the ID /ID. So this is going to be ID. So which record you want to delete? I want to delete the last record, fourth record. So I'm expecting this should give a referential integrity issue. Let's see. Oh, it's getting, so here you have to specify, otherwise it will go to the get method. Okay, so come here, delete and check whether this, okay, so this got the record, and the address is null. So the address is null because we are only retrieving, and it should give the referential integrity error. Surprisingly, it didn't give any error. So let's see. So it should delete the fourth record and the associate. Okay, so it should delete the fourth record and associated address with the number 5. So I should not see this record, the last record, and also this record. So let's run this. It removed the fourth record and it removed the, but how come it didn't remove this? So I think this is a bug with, so when I delete this record, so let's see here. So this has a address ID 3, right? If you go to the address table, this has a address ID 3. So let's see whether I can delete this record without deleting the child record. Oh, it's deleting. That means our check this. Yeah, the foreign key is there. So let's review this. It should not do that. Okay, so this is the foreign key. Okay, go and check tables. Uh, so foreign key based table patient information, foreign key address, primary key, unique key, table ID. Okay, so table enforce for replication, enforce, delete rules. Okay, it's no action, cascade, delete. Yeah, even update rules, just update the cascade and see, check one more time. Where is the relationships? Insert and update cascade. Okay, so just save it. Now try to delete, say yes. Try to delete the record 2 where I have a address. Still deleting. I don't know whether this is a, so shall we remove the foreign key and recreate again? Just add. Okay, table specification, patient information, primary key table is address and ID. So foreign key table is a address ID. So let's do this. So insert no action I said and save it. Okay, so now delete this. No, it should not delete it. Basically, that is the foreign key primary key relationship. Whether I don't know what wrong we are doing. So let's create some, so create patient information. Okay, one more patient information. for patient information. Okay, so this should create patient information. Okay, and also it should have the addresses, associated addresses. Yes, it has address. So let's delete the address record and see what will happen. Is it vice versa? Okay, so address table. So the last record has a parent record, right? So this is valid. You should able to delete the problem occurred. So that means our relation we defined in a okay. Go to the relationships. Go to the tables. So here foreign key based. So your foreign key table is address and foreign key ID is ID and primary key table is patient information. Okay, might be recreate one more time. So table specifications. So primary, what is the primary key? ID, address ID. So foreign key. So foreign key table is this one. So foreign key is always the current table. So primary key is address. So is this what we gave earlier? I think the same, right? Okay, so save it. Now come back here. So this is the table I'm going to delete. When I say delete, I'm able to delete. So what will happen to the, okay, yeah. So sorry, I was wrong. So this is primary key table. So where you will have the addresses and these are independent. See, this doesn't have any relationship to the patient, right? So the patient is having relationship here. So the vice versa is not possible. Sorry for making you confused. So here, so this 7, okay, this address 7, if you go and check your patient, is it patient information? Yeah, this is address, okay. So address table have these values. So close this and close this. And this is your patient information. Okay, so here this Mark or Mike Arthur 2 has address ID 7, and here if you try to delete this address ID 7, it should throw an error because it has a patient information. Yeah, our delete is correct. Our delete is correct. We are only going to delete the record of the patient. We are not going to delete the record of the address. Okay. If you want to delete the record of the address, you have to do in a different way. So here, first you have to delete the patient information, and after that, you should delete where address equal to await patient information context dot address. So what is the address ID here? the patient information dot address ID. Okay, and you are going to delete this from the patient's addresses. So this address, and so first it will delete the patient information, then it will delete the address. So let's try this one. Okay, so always this get. Are you with me? Okay, so this is having a patient ID 5. Okay, address ID 6. So patient ID 6, address ID 7. So I'm going to delete patient ID 7. Is it patient ID 7 or 6? 6. I'm going to delete patient ID 6. Okay, so let's check this. Okay, it came here. Okay, so it's finding the address record also, and it's removing from the address container. So let's see, and now both the address and so here the record 6 got deleted. Go back here and check the address 7 should, yeah. So if you want to delete both address and patient information, you have to do like this. So first you'll get the patient ID. So you will delete the patient from the entity framework container. So here you are getting the address ID and you are removing it from the address container, and finally you are saving changes. So when you say save changes, it's going to update your SQL server. It's going to delete the records from the SQL server. Any questions in understanding the relation? Sorry for making you confused. I got confused. So your patient information has a reference to the address record. So if you delete a address record, before deleting the patient, it should throw an error. But if you delete the patient information and after that address record, it should not throw any error. So any questions? So I'll look into that edit option, and then I'll fix that one, and later tomorrow in next session we are going to discuss few other important aspects. Like here we are just returning true, but we should return data in a more meaningful manner. So that is called the true return type of the. So based on the return value from this statement, I'm going to return the data. Okay. So any questions?